Hey everybody, Home Slice Henry here, and in today's video we are back with some more fun meme teams. For these battles, I am running a triple fairy meme team in the Open Ultra League. However, it may not be quite what you expect. While all three Pokemon are fairies, only one is using Charm. I'm using Charm Clefable as my lead, Snarl Granbull as my safe swap, and Air Slash Togekiss as my closer. Quick note, I definitely do not recommend running this team if you are trying to move up in the ranks, but it was very fun to try out and see if I could manage to get a win. And without spoiling anything too much, I was able to get some fantastic wins. So without further ado, let's hop into these battles. Hopping into the first match here against Yellow, it's me. We're leading our Charm Clefable into an Escavalier. A steal up front is not what we want to see, so we are going to safe swap into our Snarl Granbull. We're building up to 2 close combats, and I do decide to bait, because I do want to see if I can get a shield without debuffing myself, and unfortunately they call my bait. So, oof, that hurts. We're going to have to eat a drill run, we're going to build back up to 2 close combats and try again. They swap into a Snorlax, and this works out perfectly. Our close combat is going to do massive super effective damage, and the second one should be able to get a shield, so we'll be able to have shield advantage for endgame. We are able to get the shield, and because of that defense debuff, we're able to be farmed down. We're going to come in with Clefable, and we are going to farm all the way down and use Clefable as a damage sponge. So we're able to eat that body slam just fine, and we're able to charm down. My opponent does come in with Cresselia, so I'm going to come in with the Air Slash Togekiss. And this match is far from over. This is going to be tough. We do have a shield advantage, but they outpace us quite significantly. So we're in a bit of a tough spot. I'm going to be going for the Flamethrower. Air Slash doesn't do a whole lot of damage to Cresselia, so I'm going to need help from the Flamethrowers, and that does a nice chunk. Turret move coming through. I am going to let this go. I can survive it. It does about half health there, and I'm going to throw the Flamethrower as soon as I get to it. This is going to get the Cresselia low, and then, ooh, I really don't want to use the last shield. Let's see if I can catch the charge move, and I'm able to tank the Moonblast onto Clefable. Clefable can survive a Moonblast, and my opponent swaps back in the Escavalier in an attempt to counter down. I'm going to be able to get to a Moonblast here purely just to get their last shield. And they shield up because they don't want the Escavalier to die, and they are able to farm all the way down. I sneak an Air Slash through. So if I can shield this here, then the Escavalier dies once the Air Slash registers, and then once Cresselia comes in, I'm able to get to the Ancient Power, and this should be enough to take out the Cresselia, and it is. Good game. So win number 1 for the Triple Fairy team. Alright, let's go. Hopping into game number 2 against AV7405. We get a great lead here with Origin Giratina, and they switch into a Lapras. So we're going to swap into our Snarl Granbull, build up to 2 close combats, and I'm calling they're going for a Surf here. I'm going to let this go, and they go for a second Surf. I'm going to shield this up, and again, I do decide to bait when I hit 2 close combats because I really don't want to debuff myself. Apparently, I need to stop doing that because they keep not shielding my baits, so it's not good. I bait again. I'm like, hey, you know what? But we'll get the shield this time, right? Right? No, he still doesn't shield. And there's a bit of lag, as you can see. Then he does catch up on energy, though, which is good. So you can see by his Lapras stuttering there. So we're able to get a shield, but we're going to have to let this go. And that did not go well at all. I'm going to come in with the Air Slash Togekiss now, so I can tank a charge move, because I know that I'm going to need Clefable to take out the Giratina, and they aggressively swap in the Giratina, and I counter with the Clefable. So a mistake by my opponent. They did give up switch advantage. I have to eat a Shadow Ball, but I'll be able to charm this Giratina all the way down and have a ton of energy. Unfortunately, my opponent does bring in their Lapras, so I am forced to throw just because I would get farmed down before I could farm them down. So that is going to take out the Lapras, and they have a Escavalier in back. Okay, we should be in an okay spot here as we're doing neutral with our Air Slashes. I do go for the bait. Come on, please shield it. But you know this opponent, he shields nothing. This man has never heard of a shield. From here, I'm like, all right, I guess I'm going to have to call his bait. I let it go. It's a drill run. Okay, now I think I can farm all the way down, and we are just able to Air Slash down and take the win. I think I did have 2 Ancient Power, so I probably could have thrown, but hindsight's 2020. We're able to take the win. Let's go. Hopping into game number 3, horrible lead with a Melmetal. We're going to safe swap into our Granbull. And we are trying to build up to 2 close combats. They're going to be throwing a charge move, probably going to be the Rock Slide. We're just going to tank that on Granbull, and they come in with Cresselia. Again, Cresselia is not the best answer to a Snarl Granbull, especially when we have this much of an energy lead, as we're going to be able to spam out these crunches and apply a ton of pressure onto this Cresselia. We land that second crunch. Charge move coming through from the Cresselia, and we can pretty safely shield this because we'll be able to easily get to another crunch. And I do overfarm quite a bit just so they're never quite sure how much energy I have, and I'm going for the crunch. That does get the shield, and we're able to get to another crunch. They were overfarming because they lost track of how much energy we had, and we are able to win switch, which is huge. Melmetal comes out, they throw a charge move. I am going to shield this up because I want to land the close combat. And they do an amazing catch of my close combat onto Giratina. At this point, I'm like, it's over. I've lost. Oh, no. So I swap into Clefable. And these battles were done on my live stream. And at this moment, actually, Zionic stopped by. And then he was like, you got this, man. I was like, oh, snap. This is going to be a tough one. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so Shadow Sneak comes through. We should be able to charm all the way down. Okay. Melmetal comes out. We are going straight for the Psychic, and that gets the shield. So I'm like, hey, we have a chance here. We are going to need to catch a charge move onto Granbull, but we have a shot here. Okay. So we're going to bring in the Air Slash Togekiss, and we need to get to a Flamethrower. Bring in the Togekiss, and we catch onto the Granbull. Let's go! We catch the Rock Slide, and they're going to be able to get to another Rock Slide here, but we can survive 1. We just can't survive 2. Come on, please get to the Flamethrower. And we get to the Flamethrower. Oh my goodness, this is going to be taking out the Melmetal. So even with a Melmetal lead, turns out Togekiss is a Melmetal counter confirmed. Oh my goodness. Hopping into the next game, another Melmetal lead. This is horrible. We safe swap into our Snarl Granbull. Again, they're throwing, and we're going to no-shield this. We can survive a Rock Slide. We're not too worried about that. And they throw another one. We are going to be shielding this one up. So we shield up this Rock Slide, and they switch into an Umbreon on the close combat, which is not really what you want to do here. I do overfarm a bit extra before going for another close combat because I didn't want to debuff myself too much, and I am resisting their Snarls. And as you can see, we're applying a ton of pressure to this Umbreon, and we land another close combat, and we swap out into our Clefable to take out the Umbreon. So Umbreon actually didn't even get to throw a charge move. So we're in a good spot because we were able to delete a lot of energy, and we were able to reset our debuff on Granbull. Alright, Melmetal comes back out. Going for Rock Slides. Clefable is very tanky. We can survive that. We can even survive this next one too. So we're not too worried about these Rock Slides. We're just trying to get to a charge move. And we get to the charge move and they swap. It's a Moonblast caught onto Cresselia, and we get the debuff, which is absolutely massive. Oh my goodness. And they're forced to throw because they weren't going to be able to Psycho Cut us down. And we should be in a good spot here. We come in with the Snarl Granbull, and we catch onto the Togekiss. Oh my goodness. We catch the Grass Knot. It is resisted, and now we should be in an okay spot, to be honest. We can let this go because we can survive this, and let's see if we can Air Slash down. We're building up quite a bit here. Unfortunately, we can't quite Air Slash down. I am going to be shielding this up and going straight for the Flamethrower. Now, with this being Air Slash Togekiss, he may not know how fast I can get to my charge moves. So he's overfarming, and he lost track. We're able to get to the second Flamethrower. This takes out the Melmetal, and then we're able to swap into our Granbull when Cresselia comes in, and we have that loaded crunch ready to take them out, and my opponent concedes the match. So good game to my opponent. Triple Fairy strike again. And these next 3 battles are part of actually a positive set that I had with this team where I won 3 games in a row. So we catch an Articuno lead. This is not the best because we are not running Meteor Mash on our Clefable. So we are in a little bit of trouble here. Icy Wind coming through, and that's just going to lower our attack. And they swap into an Escavalier. This is okay. We're going to swap in our Air Slash Togekiss, and Air Slash Togekiss has a really, really good matchup against the Escavalier, so we should be in a pretty good spot here. They go for a Mega Horn. We resist that. That's fine. And we're over farming quite a bit, and they're going for another charge move. Looks like that's just the drill run, so that's double resisted. We're going to over farm up to 100 energy and go for the Flamethrower. And this will be taking them out if they choose not to shield, and it does. So we are able to keep switch advantage, which is fantastic, and we have some loaded energy for this Articuno. And we are going to shield this up because I do want to get this Flamethrower off. My goal is to try and get shields out of here. So I'm going to go for the Flamethrower, and we should be able to get an additional shield. Perfect. We do get the shield, which is great, and they are going to be able to farm us down. We're bringing in the Granbull, and they bring out Shadow Swampert. Charge move coming through. Okay. We are going to let this go. This is going to do a lot. I'm going to go for the close combat, see if we can get the shield. And then, if you remember, we have stored energy on Clefable. We get the shield, we swap out, we go for the Moonblast. And this is going to be doing a ton to a Shadow Swampert. It lands, and my opponent concedes the match. Triple Fairy for the win. Let's go. All right. Okay. And this is the very next game up against We Never Dodge, who, to their credit, never dodged, but may have wanted to dodge this team. And we have a Cresselia lead, so this is not a fabulous lead for us, to be honest, because Cresselia really, really outpaces Clefable. And they go for a Future Sight. Okay, so the rare Cresselia nowadays not running Grass Knot. Interesting. And we're going to fire a Moonblast back in response. This should be doing a decent chunk of damage. Does actually get the shield. Okay, and so we're going to let this go. Clefable's done its job. It got a shield, and now it's time for Snarl Granbull to shine. Snarl Granbull just generates energy so incredibly quickly that with shield advantage, it can really take over a game. I am going to shield this up, and let's see if I can snarl down this Cresselia and have a ton of energy for its back line. So we're able to snarl down, and now we have a big energy lead going into whatever they have in the back. They bring out an Obstagoon. Oh no. Say it ain't so. Back-to-back close combats will make close work. Oh, and they swap into a Berserker to catch the second close combat, so they're super weak to fighting in the back. And we are going to swap out into our Air Slash Togekiss to force them to throw their energy and to reset our defense debuff. They throw their energy, we are able to take them out. They bring back the Obstagoon, and at this point I had switched to Dazzling Gleam on my Togekiss at the suggestion of one of my viewers, Draco Bound, and it ended up giving us the game. So great suggestion, Draco. I appreciate you, man. We are able to take the game. All right, perfect. And we're hopping into the very next game here. We pick up a great lead in Poliwrath. And they save swap Escavalier, and we have a great answer in Air Slash Togekiss. Is those Air Slashes are doing neutral damage as opposed to Charm, which would be resisted, and we can get to the charge moves a lot quicker. Mega Horn, we don't worry about that. That's resisted. And another charge move coming through. Again, we're not bothered. Mega Horn, that's fine. We're going to build up to 100 energy and throw the Flamethrower to take out the Escavalier, and they actually shield. Interesting. And from here, we can expend a shield, and we should be able to Air Slash down pretty comfortably. Yep, we're able to Air Slash down, and now we have energy to threaten whatever they come in with. They come in with a Melmetal. So let's see if we can get that shield with Flamethrower. Oh, it lands and does so much damage. And now we're in a good spot. We can bring out our Snarl Granbull, and they bring out Poliwrath. We bring out Charm Clefable, and my opponent resigns the match. So as you can see, we were able to win 3 games in a row and 7 games in total using this Triple Fairy meme team. All in all, I had an absolute blast running it. The people who I was battling against must have thought I was crazy, but I was having a fantastic time. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching as always. If you're new and you enjoy the content, definitely consider subscribing. It's free and it really does help out the channel. And if you have any battles that you would like to have featured on the channel, the submission link should be in the description. So definitely submit some battles and I'll check them out, and they may end up getting featured on the channel. Anyways, thank you guys so much as always, and I will see you guys in the next video.